Welcome to Who's Your Caddy podcast. I'm your host, Adam Hallas, and if you'll notice, I'm the one starting the show. Our beloved Kelly is off in Vegas, God bless her soul, and she'll be covering some of the Super Bowl for us and her other outlets. So we wish her good luck in her foray into Vegas. Whatever. But in this episode, we'll briefly reflect on last week's picks and dive into the upcoming event that we have at TPC Scottsdale, this waste management, and we'll reflect back on the shortened Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Again, this podcast is meant to help your DFS golf game and even some prop bets to the next level. So whether you're a beginner or seasoned pro, we hope you'll find this podcast helpful. Let's go. And welcome back. And so, like I said, I am all by myself. So the typical banter of going back and forth with Kelly on who she likes, who I like, is going to be a little bit shortened this week. But we hope that even though it is a shortened podcast and it is just moi, we still will provide the best picks for you and hope that your DFS golf game is improving throughout the season. I know mine is learning a lot and also improving. Last week was a no-cut event, so everyone was 100% on making the cut. But overall, we take all of our picks put together, and I think for the most part, we gave you 13 or so picks last week, and our average was about 32nd place, 32, 33. So overall, not bad. That being said, Pebble Beach was a bit of a surprise, but we kind of let you know that it might have happened. We told you that Sunday was going to be a wild ride for the weather. It was predicted that some major storms were going to be coming, so it possibly could have been short, possibly could have been extended to Monday. And they looked at the weather and looked at TPC Scottsdale and were like, you know what, let's just cut our losses here. And Wyndham Clark ended up winning the event, so good luck to him. So overall, some of the picks that we gave you, the expensive picks, I'll go through those. Xander Schauffele ended up being 54th. Justin Thomas was 6th, ended up being 6th place. Patrick Cantley was 11th place, and Jason Day we gave you as Kelly's pick ended up being 6th place. Some surprises. Brendan Todd ended up doing not as good as I thought he would. Justin Rose, however, did quite as what I wanted him to do, and he came in the 11th place. Overall, not bad. I had Hideki in there as well. Not great by him. He had a couple of falter days and just was able to climb back. That being said, we have the fun TPC Scottsdale Waste Management Open. And what that means for us is that even though the Pebble Beach was an elevated event, now this TPC Scottsdale Waste Management is not an elevated event. So what we've had so far, and this is up till 5 o'clock Central Time on the 6th, is that Victor Hovland is already withdrawn, and there's rumors, and I think Xander Schauffele has also withdrawn from the tournament. It's not an elevated tournament, so there's no need for them to play it. It's the ones where they're elevated. If the major golfers do withdraw from the tournament, there is a penalty. So with that being said, let's go into the course. So TPC Scottsdale is a 7,200-yard course. It's par 71 layout. It does have the 16th hole, that stadium hole that's been known to throw, beer bottles at the green and excitement. And it's just kind of a very party atmosphere. But the greens are Bermuda greens overseeded with POA Treveless. While the greens in regulation percentage at this typical tournament is fairly high, the closest, getting it close to the pin is a lower than average tournament, PGA tournament. So that means that most people will be able to get on the green. Great. How close can they get to the pin is going to be the challenging thing this week. Now, that being said, also, the back nine is the most exciting nine, I think, in the PGA. It's going to have, I would say, most of the easiest holes are on the back nine, but then it's sprinkled in with some of the hardest holes. Now, when I say some of the easiest holes on the back nine, I'm going to tell you that most of the back nine, so we have hole 13, hole 15, and hole 17, all rank as being 36% or higher for a birdie rate. And that includes 2 par 5s and includes a very short par 4 with 332 yards. And then we drop down from that to number 10, which is a 17% birdie rate. So that being said, we have a couple of the easiest holes on the course on the back nine, but then we also have some of the hardest holes on the back nine. So some of the hardest holes are 11, 12, and 14. Each of those have between a 17 and 20% bogey rate. So we're going to have lots of swing differentials. Once people get on the back nine, there's a little bit more steadiness within the front nine. And this course is what you call a stickier course. So if you find players that have a good course history here and they've trended well for most of the season, they would be a good pick for this particular event. That being said, let's get into our picks. So guys, we like this week going with the top tier or the expensive tier. I like Justin Thomas. He is going to be the most used player on a DFS roster at right now as we speak, 24% rostership. So he's probably going to be one of the more popular players, but he did well at Pebble Beach. He's been top 5 for the 3 weeks, top 10 finish for his last 4 outings. His putting's been getting a lot better. And overall, he fits his course and he has great course history. Like I said, the 2 things we're looking for are, a good course history and good recent trends-ish. And what breaks down on this course that is also a good strokes gainer on this event is approach, driving accuracy, and par 5 scoring. And right now, Justin Thomas is hitting around 309 yards. His driving accuracy is 55%, and his greens and regulation is 65%. That's fine. But his putts per round is below that average of 29. So he's getting it done with the short stick, and he's almost gaining a stroke on his putting. So he's definitely picked it up. He didn't do so well at the Pebble Beach, but he still ended up at 6th. I mean, so, even though he lost about almost 3 strokes putting, everything else he was amazing on. So I really like Justin Thomas for TPC Scottsdale Waste Management. Other guys I like are Sam Burns and Adam Hadwin. Now with Sam Burns, again, I'm going with course history here. And also like his approach. When I look at his approach, his approach is gaining about a stroke for his last 5 appearances, and he's gaining almost 1.5 shots gained on his putting. The one thing that we'll see if he does well here is off the tee and driving accuracy. His driving accuracy is, again, 55%, but his greens and regulation is 63, which is a little bit below average. Driving to 310 yards here at TPC Scottsdale, there does tend to be a little bit longer drive here, but there's a lot of waste area outside of the fairway. So if you do miss the fairways, you get into this little natural ambiance of the Arizona desert. So we wanted to avoid that. But I'm going with Sam Burns on this one. And then I also had mentioned Adam Hadwin. Adam Hadwin has a driving accuracy 62%. His putts per round is 28.8. His greens in regulation is 67%, 68%. I'm going to give you that 0.1% to round up. And so he's been very good on the approach and putting and around the green and off the tee. Now, where he's not been good overall is sometimes he is very spastic. And you don't know if Adam Hadwin's going to show up or Adam Hallas is going to show up. So I really hope with his course history and the way he played at the American Express, and I'll take Pebble Beach as well, that Adam Hadwin shows up and not Adam Hallas. So that's going for us. Some other people, so you've built out this pool. You have a more popular guy with Justin Thomas. You have Sam Burns and Adam Hadwin, whose ownerships range between 9% and 14%. So I have Sam Burns is at 14, Adam Hadwin's at 9% so far. Other guys I do like running out the bottom budget is KH Lee, Scott Stallings, and Sam Ryder. Now these guys are towards the bottom of the pricing range. Sam Ryder's at 6,900, KH Lee's at 6,900, and Scott Stallings is at 6,700. But even at that price range, Sam Ryder's at 11% ownership. So it tells me everyone else is going to be on him because he's got good course history here. He's been playing decent too. And at 6,900, that's a good person to have, because if I'm going to be shopping in, Scotty Scheffler, some people are going to put in at 11,600. You have Justin Thomas. It's a lot of expensive guys towards the top. You need those good guys down towards the bottom to make a difference if you're going to be playing in those, what they call MME formats, multi-entry formats on a DFS tournament. So I like Sam Ryder, KH Lee, and Scott Stallings. Let's give you some Sam Ryder stats. 66% greens in regulation, 59% driving accuracy. He's not the longest off the tee, but his greens in regulation and putting will get him going here. His approach, he's gaining stroke on around the green. He's gaining stroke. Putting, we'll call it even. He missed the cut at the Farmers, but he did well at Pebble Beach at 31 position place. So I'm not going to fault him there. KH Lee at 6.4% ownership as of right now, but his driving accuracy is 58%. He's at 300 yards. His putts per round is a little high, 29. His greens and regulation is about 66%. He loses less than a stroke on putting, but he's got good approach. He's okay off the tee. He missed the cut at Farmers, but he's way off the Farmers. But before that, he's around 25th to 40th place. He's not going to get you a top 10. He's probably not going to get you the optimal lineup. But if you're doing some of these in the pool, KH Lee is going to help round out kind of the cheaper, be that cheap guy for you, so you can stack in maybe Scott Scheffler and Justin Thomas in the same lineup and get some of those more expensive guys in there. So I think that's going to happen. And then I had talked about Scott Stallings. So let's take a look at Scott Stallings. Again, course history here is pretty good. And his driving accuracy is a little bit less than stellar. He's long off the tee. In his last 5 events, he's gained 2 strokes putting, he's gained a stroke approach, and his tee to green overall, he's gained about 1.3 strokes. And I think he just likes it here. So I'm going with that. Again, Scott Stallings. I'm on him, but I'm not totally on him. And he's one of those guys where I'm playing him, but you maybe not want to play him. So that's that. So I've given you Justin Thomas, Sam Burns, Adam Hadwin, KH Lee, Scott Stallings, Sam Ryder. And if Kelly was here, we go back and forth on a bunch of other people. And I missed that. So here's to you, Kelly. Hope you're having fun. I'm going to drink some bourbon in your honor. And now we're going to close out. So I hope you have fun. I hope you have a good time this week, and you have good green screens is what they call it. And I hope that we talk on Twitter or from X, It's X, formerly known as Twitter. Hit me up at Mr. Hallas or hit up Kelly at Kelly in Phoenix. And we'd be happy to chat about anything you want, especially golf. Thank you.